Hello and welcome to another book review. In this review, I'm going to be sharing this stack of about 10 books with you that I checked out from the library, and I'll be ranking them from my very favorite all the way down the list. And before I get into that, I do want to start off with a quick personal update on this channel. And I haven't posted in about a month. I think basically I was considering suspending this series and not doing any more book review videos, because I wasn't really sure if this type of content was something that basically people on YouTube really want to see. So my main goal with this channel was to share what I see as just these amazing different books for kids that are outside of those mainstream classics that you see at Barnes & Noble, but basically the types of books that you see in public libraries. And there's so many different ways that I could share that content with you guys. So if there's something that would really interest you that you would like to see, just reach out to me. Put it in the comments. That would be the best place on this video, and let me know what you would like to see on this channel. For example, I could ask some authors if I could read their books and then share that recording with you on YouTube, or potentially I don't know. What else would I do? Interview the authors? I don't know. I guess that's why I'm inviting you to give some feedback. I guess I've just done this content format because it just seemed really easy to me. Like this idea of sharing the books that I'm reading and maybe ranking them for fun, and letting you see inside some of the pages. But, if you have some other ideas on what would be interesting on a channel like this, just put them in the comments. Anyway, with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get into this video, and I'm going to start off with my very favorite book from this batch. That book is Fox, and it is by two authors, Isabel Thomas and Daniel Eloise. And it says it's a circle of life story, so I think I'm not giving you too big of a spoiler by saying that this book is about the subject death. And so it is introducing a very dark, sad, serious subject to kids, but it's a little like Bambi in the sense that, it's done very sensitively and very beautifully, I would say. The nice thing too about this book is it does have this theme about rebirth, basically. I'll go ahead and show you just some of the illustrations from the book so you can get a sense of why this really stands out to me. Because I think the artwork in this book was just outstanding. Hopefully you're able to get a very clear picture of everything in here. I love the use of color, the mixed media, really clear outlines on the characters, very easy to see what's going on. These illustrations I thought they were gorgeous. So the way that they kind of work this out is by emphasizing how, when your body decomposes, it goes on to feed the next parts of the ecosystem. And then at the end of the book, the authors did include some more information on what happens when something dies. So I just think it handles a very difficult subject in a very sensitive and beautiful way. So that book is Fox, A Circle of Life Story. Next up is a super charming book. This one is called You and Me, right here. And it is by Susan Verde, art by Peter H. Reynolds. And what I love about this book is it's a story of a cat right here. And the cat appears that he is, remembering this beautiful day when he went out and he met the love of his life. And you see right here what appears to be the love of his life. But unfortunately, she gets away, right? And he can't catch up with her. But then he kind of comes back to the train station and someone hands him his hat. And that turns out to be this wonderful, sweet cat over here. And, he has a beautiful relationship with that cat. And they have a lot of fun. And the book doesn't get too romantic. It just sort of says forever friends. But I guess it's up to you whether they are romantic partners or just best friends. But this book is called You and Me. Really cute illustrations, and I just love the twist in the story. Next up, I have Pete the Cat. Pete the Cat is super fun to read to a kid. If you're like me and you like to try and sing when possible to your kid. To me, it actually challenges me as an adult to like be more entertaining or to get more out of the experience of conversing with a baby, right? Like when I sing something, it gets me out of just the boring monologue and gets me to try and be creative with her. So I love to sing as I monologue around the house to my baby, but I also love to try and sing stories when possible. And this one is definitely a very singable book. So I'll get back on topic. This is about a little cat, and the cat is basically going around town and he's seeing all these upset creatures like this squirrel. I'm going to go ahead and read you a page so you get the idea of it. Pete thanked Grumpy Toad for the cool blue magic sunglasses. He went on his way and soon he saw Squirrel. Squirrel did not look happy. Pete said, "What's wrong, Squirrel?" "I'm so mad. Nothing's going my way. I only found one acorn today." Pete said, "Try these cool blue magic sunglasses. They help you see things in a whole new way." So, you could also do voices, obviously, if you want with this book. There's about 5 different characters. I read this book a couple times or a few different times to my girl, and I enjoyed kind of improving, I think, my performance on each of them. So this is a really fun book to perform, and I think that's my favorite aspect about it. It's just really cute and cartoony. And I found out afterwards this author, I think, has a whole series of Pete the Cat books if you really wanted more. Next up, I have a book by Jan Thomas called Is That Wise Pig? And so it says on the back, "Pig wouldn't do anything unwise, would he?" Jan Thomas specializes in books for very, very young kids, like baby age. And you can see from these illustrations that are like super clear with their outlines and their expressions. They're just super clear about what's going on. So these are illustrations that maybe a baby would have a really good chance of following. And so basically what happens in the story is there's a mouse, a pig, and a cow, and they are making a soup. This little mouse is the bossy head chef, and there's a pig who just keeps wanting to put some very random ingredients in the soup. So here the pig's putting in some umbrellas, and the mouse is asking, "Is that wise, pig?" And eventually you'll find out why the pig is loading up the soup with galoshes and umbrellas and silly things like that. It is a really cute twist ending in this book. Next up, I have Anna Hibiscus's Song. This is a different vibe, I'd say, from those other ones. This is one of those books that feels very personal and authentic. It is about a girl named Anna Hibiscus who lives in beautiful, amazing Africa. And it just kind of welcomes you into her world and shows you her family and what they're doing over there. And I think books like this are a really great way to share different cultures with your kids and through storytelling, right? Because I don't know about you, but in school, like when we'd read like social studies textbooks, I can't remember being very, very engaged in learning about other cultures the way that social studies was presented to me. But I feel like if I had read stories like this, I would have started connecting so much better to different cultures and just getting interested in them. So I don't know. I think these are really valuable types of stories to read. But I'll tell you, the plot of this book is basically Anna Hibiscus going around to different members of her family and asking, like, what do you do when you're happy? And they all have different ways of expressing joy. So that's the plot of the book, and she just keeps learning new ways to express happiness. Very pretty, very cute. Summer is for Cousins is the next book in my list. This one is a little like that other one in that it feels like a fairly personal story. This one's taking place in America, so it's not too exotic, but it does kind of put you in the world of cousins who are going off to go camping and just really enjoy their summer break. So you can see these cute illustrations. I like the story too. You'll kind of see as the story progresses that the boy really likes an older cousin who is, I don't know, a little bit of like a mentor or a best friend to him. The older cousin really takes an interest in him. And so they just hang out together, and then they get ice cream together and things like that. But this older cousin is just kind of sort of teaching the younger cousin how to do different things, and the younger cousin just looks up to him. So I thought that was all just very, very cute in this book, and hopefully you got a good sense of what the book is like from those pictures as well. Next up, I have Rhyming Dust Bunnies by Jan Thomas. I'm wondering if you can see, the sun just came out, so it's extremely, extremely bright. I might actually change the angle. This one's Rhyming Dust Bunnies. All right. Sorry, I've never done that in one of these recordings. But here we go. Rhyming Dust Bunnies by Jan Thomas. This book shows these cute dust bunny characters, and they are always doing little rhymes together, as you can see here. So, hello, we are Ed, Ned, Ted, and Bob. We rhyme all the time. And so it just is introducing your kid to the concept of rhymes. And so they're rhyming things together, but then there's always this guy who is saying things that do not rhyme at all. And there is just a really cute twist at the end. I think because hopefully you'll read this book yourself, I won't spoil what the ending is, but there is a reason why Bob is saying, look, or what's his next thing he says? Look out. So you'll see what the twist is at the end, but it's a very cute Rhyming Dust Bunnies book. Next up, I have Your Voice, Your Vote. And this book, I think, it's nicely executed. And I think it just deals with an important topic, which is, you know, what voting means and why voting is important and valuable. And it introduces your kid to this whole concept of voting and why we should care about that right. And teaches a little bit about the history as well, the history of oppression, as you can see here. So I thought that was a nice book to add into this mix. There's a number of, you know, lesson books that I find at the library. They're slightly moralizing perhaps, but I do think that they are generally pretty good lessons to share with your kids too. Next up, I have Hippos Remain Calm by Sandra Boynton. And this book is not a lesson book. It's just a simple, fun book. It's about two hippos, cozy at home, as you can see here. And basically, the hippos go out, they bask in the sun, they hang out with these ducks. What else do the hippos do? Quack along to some music. And toward the end of the book, they are invited to a party, and they go to a large hippo party. So I guess I've just spoiled the book, but you know, you might forget the plot summary by the time you check it out, if you go check it out. So that's Hippos Remain Calm. I have a couple books left. This one is Ella Sarah Gets Dressed, and this book's cute. It's just very simple, I'd say. It shows this girl who's kind of presented with different things that her mom thinks she should wear, and she's like, no, I like this instead. For example, no, I want to wear my pink polka dot pants, my dress with orange and green flowers, my purple and blue striped socks, my yellow shoes, and my red hat. So as you can see, Eloise really likes to just be a bit of a nonconformist and dress up using the clothes that she likes and mixing and matching them the way that she likes. And even though it sounds like nothing goes together, the lesson of this story is if you mix and match enough things aggressively enough, you get this cool maximalist style. So suddenly nothing goes together becomes a look in and of itself. So that is Eloise Gets Dressed. And I have one last book that I checked out. This book is called Eloise's Guide to Life. And it is kind of a compilation book. It compiles different cartoons from the Eloise character. Now, I think the Eloise character used to appear in like a series of children's books. I've read at least one of them, I think. Actually, I think I read Madeline. So I think Madeline is different from Eloise. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I can tell that this is not like a proper Eloise book. This is just sort of a little gift book, and I guess it has little vignettes from Eloise, but it doesn't really tell any distinct story about Eloise. Also, the illustrations are pretty small, at least in this form factor, so it's hard to even see the pictures and even read the text. I don't know, it wasn't doing much for me, and I did notice when I flipped to the copyright that it is published and copyright by the estate of K. Thompson. So honestly, I think this book's just kind of a little bit of a money grab by the estate to cash in on this character of Eloise. I am intrigued to read the original Eloise books because I think this is a really cute character and a cute idea. It's about a girl who lives at a hotel and she really enjoys her hotel life. We just need to find a better version of this book. And so that's my stack for this week. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I'm just going to do this in one take this time. I just need to make these a little bit quicker, hopefully, and make more of them. I think that's the most important thing. So again, feel free to leave in the comments your opinion. Like, what would you like to see in a channel like this if you have subscribed, or if you're just discovering this video right now? What would you like to see on this channel, which is about celebrating and sharing the world of kids' storybooks? Until the next video, take care.